Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Ngayong gabi sa The Bottom Line, pakinggan ang kwento ni Julie Cock. Ipinanganak si Julie sa San Antonio, Quezon. Lumaking salat sa buhay at pangsyam sa 12 magkakapatid.
How poor was your family? May mga araw na hindi kayo kumakain. Were you angry that you were poor?
I was angry.
Sa hirap ng kalagayan, hindi nakatapos ng high school si Julie. Sa murang edad, nakipagsapalaran sa Maynila at nagtrabaho sa pabrika at namasukan bilang katulong hanggang sa dapuan ng sakit na leukemia. Pero hindi pa rito nagtatapos ang kalbaryo ng buhay ni Julie.
At 15, you were raped. At 24, you were again raped. What can you tell me?
Nalaman ko lang yun nung dinala na ako sa ospital. Then the second time, it was hard.
Nagbunga ng anak ang masaklap na pangyayaring iyon sa buhay ni Julie. Hindi ito matanggap ng kanyang mga magulang. At dahil sa kawalan ng kabuhayan, napilitan siyang ipaampon ito.
Today, as we talk, Julie, you've met your son. Actually, the book ends without a clear picture of what your relationship is like today. Do you regret that you had him adopted by Carol? Kumusta siya ngayon?
He's good.
You've been to hell many times over in your life. Why do you still believe in God? Why did He allow you to be raped twice? Why did He allow you to live like a scavenger? Why did He allow you to be betrayed?
I will never be poor again. Life is not fair. There's so many bumps in the roads.
Listen to her story. Listen and be inspired. You are watching The Bottom Line. Magandang gabi, kaibigan. Welcome to The Bottom Line. Bottom Liners, welcome to your show.
Good evening.
Magandang gabi. Ang ating panauhin ay isang writer, isang entrepreneur, isang nanay, isang anak, environmentalist, isang kaibigan, isang Pilipino, Julie Cox.
Boy, hello. Ngayon kasi Women's Month. It's the month
Marso.
of March, recognized worldwide. And very fitting yung paglabas ng book ni Miss Julie. And I was wondering na dahil ang Women's Month usually the time to highlight issues of women, to also highlight the sentiments of women. Ano kaya ang masasabi ni Miss Julie sa mga kababaihan na abused, beleaguered? Ano ang pwede niyang sabihin about her life and about the lessons she learned from her experiences?
Lalong-lalo na pinagdaanan niya ang lahat ng ito.
Yes,
Siya kaya'y pwedeng sumali sa ating sayaw sa 1 Billion Rising.
Of course, ito boy. With all of us.
Di ba? Laila.
As a mother, what will she advise to those who experience and experiencing same situation as her?
Okay.
That's it.
From a finance perspective, para sa akin, what I'd like to know from her is, ano yung philosophy niya sa pagmamanage ng kanyang finances, sa business? Is it being frugal, being debt-free, mag-invest aggressively? Ano ba ito para sa mga viewers din, ma-inspire din sila?
Interesting. Lalo na siya nagmamayari ngayon ng isang resort.
That's
hindi
correct.
ba? At saka paano niya binabalanse ang lahat ng ito dahil base sa aking pagbabasa sa kanyang libro ay tumutulong pa siya sa community.
Yes.
Meron pa siyang mga activities na talagang nagsishare siya sa kanyang mga kababayan.
Correct.
Okay. Zen?
Yeah. Gaboy, ang importante sa akin is how did she manage to bounce back? At what certain point in her life did she resolve it, okay, this is it, I have to be a winner? Because after so many falls, then she was able to bounce back.
Gusto ko lang tanungin sa kanya na sa edad 15, mahirap siya. Unang beses siyang ginahasa at na-diagnose siyang may leukemia. Paano niya nakayanan lahat at paano niya nakayanan ang treatment niya sa leukemia? Alam natin medyo may kamahalan yun.
Okay. Alright.
Boy, madami siyang mukha na pinakita. At itong buhay na ito ay madaming ehemplo na pinapakita siya. Bumagsak, tapos she was able to be free of the pains and the sorrows at this point in time. Gusto ko lang malaman, ano yung pumasok sa isip niya nung panahon na yon na gusto niyang wakasan ang kanyang buhay. Napaka-importante sa atin yon kasi madami sa atin din dito nakaranas ng tinatawag natin na depression.
2 beses? Di ba? I mean, after taking pills while in the hospital, tapos nung medyo nahihimas-masa na siya, naglaslas pa.
Oo. Yung trauma.
Di ba? Yung parang...
Oo, napakahirap talaga noon. Kaya, alam mo,
paano
madami.
siya naka-recover, paano siya nakabawi, paano siyang tumindig muli, hindi ba?
Yes.
Natutuwa ako kay Julie Cox because I've read a lot of memoirs, may inspirational stories. Yung kanya kasi, it's not a perfect memoir, no? Minsan, unfocused yung mga narratives niya. Tapos, sabi nga niya doon sa kanyang isang press statement, sometimes my subject and predicate do not agree. Pero may
Hindi niya kasi first language talagang Ingles, hindi ba?
oo.
Tanggap naman niya yun.
Tanggap naman niya. Natutuwa ako because this woman has chutzpah. Sa Tagalog, may apog. Kasi to tell all your experiences na hindi naman katuwa-tuwa, sometimes nakakahiya nga, it takes chutzpah to relate all these things. Pero gusto kong malaman sa kanya, I'd like to know if ano ba yung rape culture natin? Kasi na parang pag sinabing ni rape, kasalanan naman ng babae yan O she provoked it or gano'n. Gusto kong malaman, ganun ba ang tingin niya sa babae? Ganun ba ang pag ni-rape ang babae, she was asking for it?
Kaya hindi tayo tumitigil sa ating pagsigaw na dapat tapusin na ang karahasan laban sa mga kababaihan at mga bata. At isa lamang yan sa ating pag-uusapan. Ako naman nung binabasa ko ang libro ni Julie Cox, I haven't met her. This is the first time I'm meeting her. Actually, ang kwento po dito, kaibigan, I got a letter from someone I haven't met. At inilahad nga ang kwento ni Ms. Julie Cox. It became so interesting. Pinasa ko ito sa ating executive producer at doon nakita nila na napakaganda ng kwento. Ano ba ang tama nito sa akin pagkatapos ko pakinggan ang kanyang kwento? Na yung, ang hirap talaga ng pinagdaanan niya. And I was reading her book, parang sabi ko, posible ba ito? Hindi ba ito teleserye? Kasi mahirap naman ang pinagdaanan ko, pero reading her life story, parang napaka-blessed ko.
Parang may tao bang ganito?
Parang ganun ang tingin. Pero nothing happens by accident, kaibigan. Sigurado po ako na pagkatapos ng kwentuhang ito, bawat isa sa atin ay may baon. May matututunan. Kaya bahagi po kayo ng kwentuhang ito habang kausap po natin si Ms. Cox. Kaibigan, tara.
God, and my God is good. Why did He allow you to be raped twice? Why did He allow you to live like a scavenger? Why did He allow you to be embarrassed and to be humiliated? Why did He allow you to be betrayed? I'm getting you now. So when you're talking to the priest, he was not offering solutions to the problems, but he was changing your perspective. I ordered my future yesterday.
Yes.
How did you order what future and why yesterday? Julie Cox, welcome to the Bottom Line.
Thank you, and I'm so glad to be here.
We are honored that you're here today dahil ibabahagi mo sa amin ang iyong kwento. And sabi ko nga kanina, alas 8 na ng umaga nung ako'y matulog dahil hindi ko mabitawan ang iyong libro, which is called I Ordered My Future Yesterday. And we will be talking about it in a while. But first, Julie, who are you?
I am a woman of great courage and perseverance. I went through so much, and I conquered, and I am successful, and I'm still a dreamer.
And this whole conversation is going to be about this journey. But let me put it this way. You've been to hell many times over in your life. Why do you still believe in God?
Well, As in Jeremiah 29:11, God has a plan in my life, not to make me suffer, but to prosper my life. And going through my life, I think it's just so wonderful that I went through so much so that I can appreciate what other people are going through and so that I can help them.
If your God and my God is good, why did He allow you to be raped twice? Why did He allow you to live like a scavenger? Why did He allow you to be embarrassed and to be humiliated? Why did He allow you to be betrayed? Why?
Well, I am not here to question God. It is my belief that He made me suffer through all of those so that I can help other people who are going through same problem, and I can be the light. So if He gave me this path to tread on, to walk on, gave me all these difficulties, He has reasons. And I found that reasons. That reason is for me to write this book so that others can be inspired. Because life is not fair. There's so many bumps in the roads.
Pero Julie, nung kasalukuyan ikay nagdurusa, nung kasalukuyan na wala kang makain, nung kasalukuyan that you were pregnant with your child,
Right.
Nung mga nangyayari, when all these things were happening, didn't you question Him?
Oh, of course I did.
You did?
I asked Him. I said,
Bakit?
why are you making me suffer when I have not done anything wrong? I thought that, you know what, my life is not worth living. But you know what, when I learn to forgive, when I learn acceptance, it does not hurt as much anymore.
How did you learn that?
How did I learn that?
To forgive, to accept.
So I went to a Redemptorist priest, and he happens to be American missionary. But when I went to confession, I just started crying. So he told me, get out, go to the rectory and talk to me. So I went to him and I told him, since I was a child, this is the life I have, and I just can't go on anymore. He told me that God did not intend to punish you. God is an ever-loving God. And you go through these problems in life, offer that to Him and accept and forgive the people that have done you wrong. And then you will see the light.
I'm getting you now. So when you're talking to the priest, he was not offering solutions to the problems, but he was changing your perspective.
He is, and he did. When I have all those problems,
When you had hemorrhagic fever,
Right.
when you were sick in the hospital, and when you were penurious, penniless, you continued to fight.
I did. I want to survive because I have a dream. Because if I die, all my dreams will die with me.
And that dream was?
My dream is to get my family out of poverty.
How poor was your family?
Very poor.
May mga araw na hindi kayo kumakain?
If I don't borrow rice from the neighbor, because my father was a gambler. I love my father, but he's very generous, but he is a carpenter, and he would have a contract to build a house. He would bring the money, and he would gamble, and he would squander the money, and he would come home. He would bring food, but to last for a few days.
Were you angry that you were poor?
I was angry.
The title of your book is I Ordered My Future Yesterday.
Yes.
Wonderful book.
Yes.
I can get that copy now in bookstores around the country.
This is available online, but here it's available now in National Bookstore.
All right. I ordered my future yesterday.
Yes.
How did you order what future and why yesterday?
Well, actually, I ordered my future yesterday. I was young and ambitious, and I dream. I know my dream is gonna happen. Even I was in the gutter, I can still look at the star. And even though many things happen in my life, I didn't lose focus on what I want to do for my family and for myself. The title is so fitting because the way I ordered my future, I started young. Ordering your future takes a lot of work.
Why the book?
Why the book? The reason of this book is to give hope and inspiration to others that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that there's hope, that there's a fruit right there waiting to be ripened if you know, if you can wait, if you can plan.
Today, as we talk, you still consider yourself as a broken human being?
I'm still a broken human being, but I'm still strong regardless.
And you're still decided to go on this journey until
course.
you're whole.
Yes, yes,
You are.
yes.
Julie, let's talk about the wounds and the lessons. The rape, the adoption, having a child out of wedlock, the betrayal from your brother and Carlos, your sickness, the hunger, the suicidal tendencies, the educational deprivation, and the lessons you've learned from all these experiences. And let's also talk about how you behaved when people were kind and when people loved you. All these we will talk about. Mga kaibigan, sa pagbabalik po ng The Bottomline. Nakarinig ka ba ng mga komento ng mga salita na baka ikaw ang may kasalanan kaya ginahasa ka? Kakatagal na kakulong. Nag-attempt ka ring kitilin ang iyong buhay. Julie, at 15, you were raped. At 24, you were again raped.
Yes.
What can you tell me? And the lessons you've learned.
Okay. So, yung una is like, manhid ako. So, it's, teenager lang kasi ako nun eh. And I was dying.
At may sakit, yeah, you were
Yeah, I
there.
was dying. So, nalaman ko lang yon nung dinala na ako sa ospital. And then, siyempre, in-examine nila ako. Then, nakita nila.
Julie, nung 15 ka at nangyari yun, nakarinig ka ba ng mga komento ng mga salita na baka ikaw ang may kasalanan kaya ginahasa ka?
Wala. Kasi wala nang istorya hindi na pinag-usapan.
Wala na, basta period yun.
Period. Walang nakakaalam.
Ah, wala.
Kaya nga yung mahirap sulatin yung libro ko, sinulat ko lang yun ng 12 hours kasi masakit sulatin. Especially, my mind is fragile. Besides, ibinaon ko na siya. I forgave. Wala na yun. That's it. So yun. Then the second time, it was hard kasi I don't know what it is, but men tend to look at me different way. My friends said, Julie, you're not beautiful, but you have it. So I don't know what it means. So meaning like guys want me for some reason.
Pero when you were 24, umuwi ka galing Amerika, lahat ng iyong ipon, ibinigay mo sa iyong kapatid,
Right.
For him to be able to set up business. Umuwi ka dito, may beer house, ang panadero was not working, and then you set up that panadero, you found a man, and then invited you to
He asked me to go sightseeing.
sightseeing, okay?
Mamamasyal daw kami. Wala akong alam sa Pilipinas kasi 18 years old pa lang ako, nasa States na ako. I work 7 days a week. So, wala akong alam sa Manila. I don't even know where Zambales is. Hindi ko alam kung
At
saan
doon
yun.
ka dinala?
Dinala niya ako doon dahil siya is like friend ng kuya ko. So, I trust him. Besides, wala akong napapasyalan sa Philippines eh.
Okay.
So, I went with him, but that was set up.
Ano ka
Or this.
katagal na kakulong?
I would say 2 months.
In those 2 months, nasa kwarto ka lang.
Yeah, in the house.
Hindi ka pwedeng lumabas.
No. Hindi pwede.
Nakakulong ka talaga doon. May nagbabantay?
He's always there.
Okay. And the abuse was
like ongoing.
Ongoing.
Yung binubugbog niya ako. But, you know what? Kala ko normal lang yung ganun eh. So, it's like, well, binubugbog pala ang babae. So, okay. So, anyway, naawa yung kapitbahay. So, itinakas nila ako. So, by that time, I was pregnant already.
Today, as we talk, Julie, because I read your book, you've met your son. Actually, the book ends without a clear picture of what your relationship is like today. But my question is this. Do you regret that you had him adopted by Carol?
No, it's the best decision that I could ever make because doing that, I also ordered his future.
Which is tantamount to saying na nagkaroon siya ng mabuting buhay dahil doon sa iyong ginawa na pagpapadala.
Right.
But my question is this, kumusta siya ngayon? How is your relationship with him?
He's good. He's good.
You have a
He's
better
good.
relationship.
Yes. In fact, he would love... I was able to bring him home actually.
How old is he now?
He's 36.
He's 36. Is he married?
He's not married, but he has a son.
He has a son.
Yeah.
And has he become a more mature, better
Yes.
boy?
Yes, he
Mas
has.
maganda ng inyong relasyon bilang mag-ina?
Oh, yes, yes.
How does he call you?
Oh, he calls me different. He calls me mom, inay. He calls me inay. He calls me mommy. He calls me, you know. He's a baby.
Everything is fine.
Everything
Oh, that's
is fine.
wonderful.
Bis-
That's
you know,
really good.
yeah.
Okay. Yung mga pagkakasakit, yung gutom na iyong pinagdaanan, sa iyong buhay, when you look back, ano yung leksyon, the lesson that you learned?
There's a will, there's a way. You don't have to experience that anymore. Sabi ko, I will never be poor again. I work 3 jobs. And I'm happy to do that. And I invested my money. I didn't spend more than what I made.
This is not to say na ang iyong paglalakbay ay napakadali o kaya perpekto. Kasi, nag-attempt ka ring kitilin ang iyong buhay. You
Right.
attempted suicide.
Right.
What was going on in your mind when you wanted to die and when you wanted to kill yourself?
The first time I went to United States, I was only 18 years old. And I was one of those undocumented,
Aliens.
immigrants. No neighbors, no friend, no nothing. And it's not the hard work. It's the homesickness. It's the loneliness. It's what kills you.
Yun yung dahilan kung bakit ininom mo yung mga pills.
Yes.
Pero it's not all bad. Dahil pagkatapos ng lahat ng ito na pinagdaanan mo, lahat ng pinagdaanan mo,
Right.
may mga tao rin naman na mabait sa'yo.
Yeah, of
And
course.
the greatest thing is that you found love.
Yeah, love.
You
I
found
mean,
love.
yeah. I'm always
At a time when you weren't even looking for it.
right.
Your book is so fascinating. Are you lucky?
I am the luckiest person on earth.
Julie, what if someone mentioned in your book comes out and refutes your story?
Well, they can refute all they want, but that's my story. That's my book. I mean, you know what, boy? I am not what happened to me.
You are not what happened to you.
Yes.
You are who?
I am Julie, and I'm a fun-loving person, a loving person that goes everywhere to go be a blessing.
You didn't allow your past and all the pains to define who you are
no.
today. That's
No.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Julie, given the chance to tell people things you have not said in the past, what would you say to the following? Umpisahan nga natin. Subukan lang natin. Sa tatay at nanay.
Mahal ko yung tatay ko, mahal ko yung nanay ko. Nagpapasalamat ako sa kanila at binigyan nila ako ng buhay. Kasi ang buhay ko ay napakaganda. Walang may buhay na katulad ko.
What would you tell your brother, Mario?
I wish I could have helped him. I wish I was, I was in this position now, I love him dearly, and it was so sad to see him, penicillin could have saved him,
Who was your brother who took care of the beer garden?
It was Arnold.
Anong sasabihin mo kay Arnold na hindi mo pa nasasabi?
Well, I already told him, I forgave him.
Your sisters,
My sisters.
specifically Lolita and Cecilia.
Well, I always tell her I love her.
Your husband, Lou.
He's my perfect gift from God.
That's how you call him.
Yeah.
That's how you call him.
So, and I always tell him, forgive me for all the wrong things I haven't done yet.
What would you want to tell God at this point?
I thank God for everything that had happened to me. In Jeremiah 29:11, He knows the plan He has for me. And He prospered me. He didn't want to let me suffer, but it was a part of my perfection plan. So I see my imperfect life perfectly.
Beautiful said.
Yeah.
Beautiful said. Julie, how rich are you? And if someone out there is interested to produce your movie,
Uh-huh.
give it a title at sinong artista ang gusto mong gumanap bilang Julie Cox. Ang mga kasagutan sa pagbabalik natin dito sa Bottomline. You're 15 or raped and diagnosed with leukemia. How did you survive this medical ordeal considering the stiff cost of treatment? Do you still feel the scars deep down inside? Julie, kasama natin ang mga estudyante at meron silang mga katanungan. Go ahead, girls.
Feeling niyo po ba hindi na magiging kompleto yung pagkababae niyo dahil sa mga nangyari sa buhay niyo?
Hindi naman, kasi katulad ng sinabi ko kay Boy, I am not what happened to me. I cannot dwell in the past. It's a matter of acceptance.
Kung bibigyan ko po kayo ng pagkakataong balikan ng mga nangyari sa inyo, may gusto po ba kayong baguhin o pinagsisisihan na nangyari sa inyo?
In the past?
Wala akong masasabi na mapapagsisihan ko. Siguro lang yung trusting a man nung time na nakipag-date ako and then naging biktima ako. Pero ang mga nangyari sa akin is, at saka yung mga tao is, I consider them my sandpaper eh. They polish me. They end up useless and I am beautiful.
Narito naman, Julie, mga katanungan mula sa ating bottomliners. Mula kay Zen Trinidad. How did you resolve the hurt people inflicted on you, physically and emotionally? Do you still feel the scars deep down inside?
I still feel it, but it's not something that I dwell on.
Okay. Mula kay Nini Borja, statistics show that 1 in every 3 women will be victims of sexual abuse or attempted rape during their lifetime. Do you believe this, and does it shock you?
I believe this, and it does not shock me.
As many rape victims won't do, it took time for you to tell anyone of the heinous crime done to you. What made you decide to do it, and what advice would you give a victim who has not told anyone?
The reason I came out is I have a story to tell, and I think that it will give some advice, some inspiration to some women that even though that bad things happen to them, that they can still have a good life.
Okay. Mula kay Kendrick Chua, what financial management principles do you espouse? Example, frugality, being debt-free, etc. As an entrepreneur.
We're practically debt-free. What we own is paid for, and we are very frugal. We're still watching our expenses, and we are in our retirement age. I have dual citizenship, therefore I can still avail my Social Security, which I work hard for in United States.
John Salvador, si Joan, March is recognized worldwide as Women's Month. If you are to inspire abused and beleaguered women, what would you say to them?
Never give up. Learn how to forgive and move on.
Mula kay Laila, armamento, publisher. As a woman na naging biktima ng karahasan and as a mother, what will you advise to those who experienced and are experiencing same situation as yours?
If they're still experiencing it, then they need to go to authority and get out and get help.
Mula kay Dr. Dennis Ngo, you're 15, poor, raped, and diagnosed with leukemia. How did you survive this medical ordeal, considering the stiff cost of treatment?
I had the faith healer, which is a miracle. It was truly diagnosed, with laboratory diagnosis. And I spent I think less than 3 months in the hospital, in the Philippine General Hospital.
And in your words, you became the...
Guinea pig.
Right. Okay. Dr. Bernadette Arsena, before you attempted suicide, what was going through your mind?
Well, I was really afraid to die, but I was tired of living. The worst is loneliness.
That's true.
So,
Narito ang iyong kasunduan sa iyong bayan. Pakibasa, Julie, at kami makikinig.
the bottom line with Boy Abunda, kasunduan, ako si Julie M. Cox, mahal ko ang Pilipinas, dahil ito ang bayan ko na sinilangan. Kaya nangangako ako na tutulong at magsisikap na umunlad. Julie Cox.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat. Huling katanungan, how rich are you?
Millionaire in pesos.
That's good. Kung gagawing pelikula ang iyong buhay, what is the title?
Well, I don't know if this can be the title.
I ordered my future yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Sino ang gusto mong gumanap na artista?
Vilma
Julie?
Santos.
Vilma Santos, the one and the only. Last question. Just complete the sentence. My name is Julie Cox. I am a beautiful woman because...
I am Julie Cox. I am beautiful because I have undaunted courage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Julie.
Maraming
Mga kaibigan, huwag po kayong aalis dahil magbabalik pa po ang The Bottomline.
Still the scar, but the wound is healed.
Minsan wala talaga tayong control ano yung nararanasan natin.
She found a perfect life in the life of imperfect.
What do you want to say?
It's very impressive how she manages her finance kasi in States, mabilis lang kasi makakuha ng mga credit and it's easily to be buried in debt. Especially kaya what happened
Pero debt-free sila.
Debt-free sila. And it's easy to buy everything and charge everything in credit. And yet, she was able to maintain that discipline. So that's very impressive.
Galing.
Yes, for
Doc.
me, no? Nagiging wounded siya. Everything, lahat ng mga naranasan niya ay talagang dumaan siya, no? Pero, ang galing, no? She was successful in doing that. Of course, hindi tayo palaging healed. Meron pa rin mga sugat. Nandyan pa rin. Pero ang importante dito, never stop being a dreamer.
Zen.
I think she was so grateful, and that being grateful in fact causes a shift of mind shift. When you ever say thanks, so instead of being sorry for yourself, you are on the positive side. Because he was grateful, she didn't have any hurt anymore. Although, sabi ni Doktora, there is still the scar, but the wound is healed. But the scar is there.
That's true. Laila.
As her friend and confidant, super proud po ako sa kanya.
Joan.
Tingin ko maraming mga iba pang babae na ma-inspire sa kanyang kwento. Yung nangyari kay Julie, pinapakita nun minsan wala talaga tayong control ano yung nararanasan natin. Pero ang meron tayong control, ano ang gagawin natin. Yung hahawakan mo yung nangyari sa'yo, babangon ka, lalaban. Yun yung magandang lesson doon sa buhay niya.
Dennis.
She learned to accept anong mga nangyari sa kanya, pero hindi siya manhid. Kahit paano, meron pa rin siyang nararamdaman na sakit mula sa noon. Kaso, tinanggap niya lahat at nagpatuloy siya sa buhay niya. At yun, lahat ng kanyang dreams, lahat ng aspirations niya, itinupad niya. What she said that struck me the most was she found a perfect life in the life of imperfection. And I think that's all we have. Our life will never be perfect, and just learn to accept and continue dreaming.
I have two things to say. First, I'm bothered by the statistic that says 1 in every 3 women will be sexually abused in their lifetime. So, nakakatakot talaga yon, lalo na sa mga babaeng katulad ko na minsan we don't feel it pero binibigyan na pala ng kahulugan ng mga lalaki, no? Or ng mga those with bad intentions. So, that's a bothering statistics. On a lighter note, I hope her life story becomes a movie para mas marami pang ma-inspire at maka-appreciate ng kanyang life story. It's a very extraordinary life.
Kasi lalo na sa dami ng hirap na kanyang pinagdaanan, parang ang hirap bumangon.
Yeah.
Pero kung sa dami ng hirap na pinagdaanan niya, nakabangon si Julie, kaya ko. Parang yun ang nagiging epekto. Gustong-gusto kong pakinggan at babaunin ko ito ng matagal na panahon. Yung parati niyang sinasabi, in the context of what happened to her, suicide attempts, rape, paghihirap, bearing a child out of wedlock, I am not what happened to me. I will remember that. And that is genuinely inspiring. At kaibigan, that's the bottom line. Ingat po kayo. Di ba ang ganda? I am not.